guys, McKinley362 here, back at you with another Pokemon Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. So this is with my boy Adeyemi Dash Rai, and he was in the last video and the Pokemon Showdown video. So this is a clean little OU match that we had, and you know, this is a rain team that my friend Ray put together, but I just edited a couple Pokies in it to my liking. So shout out to both of them. So going into this battle, I know that Jirachi, it's going to be a problem, as you will later see why it was a problem. So he's going to lead off with the Latios, and I'm going to lead off with my Fortress. So I actually don't have Volt Switch on this Fortress, so, but even if I did try to Volt Switch, this thing came in with the air balloon. So I'm going to get up my rocks, and he's going to lead off to his Excadrill. He's going to switch out to his Excadrill. So I'm sensing that he may try to rapid spin the rocks away, try to rapid spin my hazard, so I'm going to bring in my Sableye. The Sableye just lost this because I can Prankster, Will-O-Wisp him, and yeah, so, and he can't rapid spin because I am a dark type, so he's going to switch out here. And me predicting for him to switch out, I'm going to set up a Calm Mind here. Now, the video is going to speed up here because this is where we came into stall. Like, I just kept trying to Calm Mind. He keeps substituting, leech seeding me. I keep dark pulsing his subway. He keeps like trying to attack me. So yeah, this is stall right here. But let me know what you guys think of my videos, because I'm trying to poop out as many videos for you guys as possible. But you know, I do have a schedule and stuff like that. I actually have another video that is going through the process of being recorded and exported right now with Ray, but I'm gonna keep on trying to kill this thing because I know I can't, well, no, not kill, but break its sub. So finally I'm gonna end up breaking, and I'm gonna have to switch out into my Pelipper because this thing, it was just too much. Like, it was just all stall right here, legit stall. So I'm gonna end up switching out to my Pelipper, getting up the ring, so that way I can bring in my my jolly natured Swampert, Mega Swampert, and just ice punch this thing and let it die. So he's gonna go for the Leaf Storm at +2 attack, and it's gonna do a decent chunk to Pelipper. You know, Pelipper, he got that defense and special bulk on him. So, you know, I'm gonna switch out, and I'm actually gonna bring in my Fortress because I had a feeling he was gonna try to predict in my switch in to my Mega Swampert. So now that I'm in here right now, I'm just thinking, oh my god, that was a misplay. I honestly thought he was gonna switch out, but then again, he had no reason to switch out, so he's just gonna leave seed me here, and I'm gonna Gyro Wall, you know, try to break this thing sub again. So we're kind of back at the stall, but this stall is not as long as the first one. So I'm back here. I'm just trying to kill this thing. Like, Superior, it is complete. It is walling this shit out of me. It is walling the hell out of my teams. I have nothing for it. Well, I do have stuff for it, but I just don't want something to come in behind the sub and take unnecessary damage. And I have a feeling that if I do try to bring in something, he's gonna predict that and go for the Leaf Storm. I'm just trying to catch it. Like, I really want to catch it on Leech Seed, but it's not gonna Leech Seed me because I'm already seeded, as you can see right here. So I'm just trying to figure out what can I do to kill this Superior, because this Superior, it is walling Jesus out of my team. Like, Superior, oh my god. And he has the leftovers. Like, it's just too much. Usually you see Choice Spec, Superior, Scarfed, maybe even Focus Sash, but no, he was none of these. So this man has no reason to switch out, and he's just walling me, like walling the shit out of me. So it didn't, at the end, he told me on Discord that he felt a little bad about walling me earlier, with Sableye, so he's gonna switch out here, and I'm gonna go for the Gyro Ball. I'm still seated though, and that's pretty nice break into Air Balloon, so that way Mega Swampert could come in later and nuke it with the Earthquake and just take that thing out. So he had a little bit of mercy on me, switching out his superior. So now I'm gonna bring in my Sableye so I can just Will-O-Wisp this thing. And he goes for the Swords Dance. So this thing going for the Swords Dance, that's obviously telling me he plans on staying in. So he's gonna let me burn him using Will-O-Wisp in the rain here. And thankfully the Will-O-Wisp does connect. And he does Swords Dance again, so he's trying to get back into the neutral here. And the rain's gonna stop here, so Sableye is looking pretty good right now. Just getting some leftovers recovery. So now I'm looking at this Excadrill, I'm like, he's probably gonna go for Earthquake or Iron Head. So I switch into Pelipper because I just want to get the rain back, hoping that he would go for the Earthquake. I think he went for the Iron Head this time. Yep, he went for the Iron Head. So it goes for the Iron Head. Doesn't do a lot to Pelipper. It doesn't do that much to Pelipper. So now that I have him on the ropes right here, I'm actually gonna take out Pelipper and I'm gonna bring in Swampert, because Swampert gets a free switch in because this thing is burned. Now, even though he is burned, that still does quite a bit to Swampert. Swampert, not exactly the best physical defense, but he's gonna switch out here. He's actually gonna bring in his superior. That's a potential sack. So I'm gonna Mega Evolve here. You know, Swampert, its ability is Swift Swim. And speaking of abilities, I was wondering, when are we gonna get the abilities for the starters? Like, I just want my Decidueye with Enrich. Like, I'm just wondering, like, will we ever get that? Like, I don't know if we'll ever get it. So he's gonna bring in Sharpedo, and I know this thing has the speed boost. I know it has the speed boost. So he's gonna go ahead and protect, and I'm gonna go for my Power Punch. And he's speed boosting, and Ademi, he was saying he was gonna outspeed me, but I was sitting here in the Discord trying to tell him, I was like, you're not gonna outspeed me. This is Swift Swim, Jolly Nature plus Speed Nature. You're not gonna outspeed me. And so I made a misplay here. This is where I messed up. I went for the Power Punch. I expected him to protect twice and fail to protect, and he goes for the Waterfall, and Swampert just dies because Waterfall does neutral damage to Swampert. So I'm gonna bring in my Swift Swim Kingdra here, and I'm just gonna go for the Draco Meteor. Probably should have hit it with something different, because now that kind of forces me to switch out on whatever he tries to bring in later. So Kingdra, I know I gotta keep Kingdra healthy, and I am Life Orb, so I have to keep Kingdra healthy, so that way he could come in later and kill the Garchomp. And so my priority factor here is to keep Kingdra and Pelipper alive. If I can keep those two alive, Kingdra, he can take care of the Latios and the Garchomp. He can take care of both of them and potentially help me win this game. But when I come in here, it turns out he has the Z move, or Z move, as people say in some countries. So he goes for the Z Tectonic Rage. So I just get blown back here. I'm like, whoa. Well, Fortress, he was a potential sack anyway, so Fortress just dies, so the rain stops here. And now I'm going to send out my Sableye, because I want to burn this thing. And I predicted him to switch out, so I'm going to go for a Calm Mind here. But he actually doesn't switch out. So this was a huge misplay on my part. I should have burned this man. But he's going to get a crunch on me. Thankfully, he doesn't get the defense drop. So now he's gonna withdraw Garchomp this turn, and he's gonna bring in his Excadrill. And I tried to Will-O-Wisp it, but I should have Will-O-Wisp. Man, I really messed up. I should have Will-O-Wisped Garchomp as soon as Sableye came in, because that would have, the game probably would have went a different way, because I did end up losing this battle. This battle had over 40 turns. I think it was at 41. So now I'm just gonna go for the Dark Balls here. I kind of wish I bought my Configurigus with Hex. That way it would have been doing much more damage to the Excadrill. So Excadrill is just sitting over there, Swords dancing it up, and he goes for the Earthquake. And Earthquake, it's gonna kill Sableye, unfortunately. That was another misplay. I should have. Oh my god, I should have. I definitely should have recovered and just burn stalled him. Honestly, I try to prevent stalls because, you know, I just don't like stalls. So now he's going to be able to get off a rapid spin here, because after all, you know, Sableye, my rapid spin blocker, is dead. You can just kill it. So that was another mission play up on board. If I only clicked recover, because Sableye was Prankster. I mean, who doesn't run Prankster Sableye? But if only I recovered, then he wouldn't have been able to block it. So Latias is coming in, and I'm unfortunately gonna have to sack Pelipper to this thing. You know, I'm getting up my rain here. I said Pelipper, he needs to get up your rain, and he goes for the side shot. So that is a dead Pelipper. Pelipper, he did what he was supposed to do. He got the rain up. And he was telling me that he kind of wished he was wishing that he had gotten Stealth Rocks up with Excadrill, so that way Pelipper would have died on switching. My rain wouldn't have gotten up. So I'm gonna go for the immediate Draco here. So that's one Dragon type taken care of. Now Pelipper was holding Damp Rock, so now I have, it was 8 turns, but now I have about 7 turns of rain left. 7 turns of rain, and since my special attack went down by 2, I'm gonna switch out to my Tapu Koko, the shiny Japanese Tapu Koko. So we're gonna go ahead and get that Electric Surge popping, and he's gonna set up some Stealth Rocks because he knew I was switching out. So he wants me to take some residual damage on the switch-ins. So now I'm gonna go for the Thunder here, and it does about 50% to Jirachi, but Jirachi is bulky. Jirachi has that bulk on him. Leftovers, he told me he was special defensive Jirachi with leftovers. And he actually has the Wish Protect, so I go for the Thunder. And the 100% accuracy rain, stab, max special attack, terrain boosted Thunder, and it still lives. So, Tapu Koko, he's very high. His attack static's actually higher than his special attack stat, but still. So he goes ahead and pops off the Wish. Then he pops off the Protect. So he has Stealth Rock, Iron Head, Protect, Wish, and Clean Set, if I must say so myself. But since he does have the Protect, there's actually nothing I can do here, because it just walls my team. So with that being said, this was another misplay. I should have just kept thundering him. So now Jirachi just comes in and Iron Heads me, and there's really nothing I could do now. So Garchomp didn't even have to come out. Like he was laughing at me, but he was like, "Man, my boy Garchomp don't even have to come out." So here I am. I'm just hoping, like, the only thing I could have hoped for was for this thing to get paralyzed. And this is actually cheese right here. The rain went away. Let that sink in. The rain went away. So this thing, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna surf here, as you can see. This thing lives around 801 HP. I don't know how much HP that thing had, but I could only see a sliver of red, and he gets the wish off. So that's game right there. This thing ain't dying. Special defensive Jirachi just puts in work, and I couldn't get a paralysis. So my best bet was to hope for him to get paralyzed. If this thing got paralyzed at least once, I could have killed it. But he didn't get paralyzed, so I definitely, on that turn where he Iron Dated me, I was faster than him. Coco should have just went for the Thunder. It kept bringing his HP down. Then I could have killed it on the switch in. He probably would have protected to get some leftovers recovered. So now he sets up another wish, and that's game. So definitely a bunch of misplays on my part. I feel so stupid, but you know, this is the game that we play called Pokemon Sun and Moon. So unfortunately, I couldn't get no para hacks on him, and he's gonna slim a wish and get right back into the ground. But me and him were talking about it. Discord. He was like saying, "Hey man, I felt bad for you, man." Then he was like, "Man, Jirachi, you know, Jirachi got that bulk on him." And yeah, Jirachi do got that bulk. I haven't seen Jirachi even used on a while, so now when I actually see him after a long time, like maybe it's been like 2 weeks since I've seen Jirachi, you know, Pokemon battle. So I'm just gonna die, and that will be the game. So let me know if you like the battle. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It will be greatly appreciated. This has been Kinley362, and I will talk to you all later. Please enjoy. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you all later. Peace. Peace out. Deuces.